stuck here. The cops won't bother me. It's been a while since I've done a video of the shadow. This is the current status. Let's start it up. And it starts right away. And it idles. And it idles excellent. I mean, the engine is tip-top, in great shape. The transmission seems to be in good shape. I haven't taken it for a ride. One of the issues that I'm having, of course, is that I need to hardwire the electricals to the pump. I also bought a relay from China, but the problem is with the COVID and the fact that I bought it from eBay and from China, it's going to take 2 months to get here. So my project today is going to be to hardwire the pump to the relay directly and bypass the solenoid, or not the solenoid, the fuel pump relay. Ooh, the caliper. And these probably have not been removed ever on the bike. And let's see. Oh, and we have to remove that one as well. Any other bike that I've had. Oh man, this is so tight on there. Eesh. Damn, that was tight. It's always good to loosen all the bolts in the calipers before you remove them, especially when a bike is this old, because then you don't want to have to put them back in the bike to loosen them. There we go. That is kind of stuck in there. The brakes are good, or at least the brake pads are in good shape. And fluid is going to be coming out. I'm going to put it into this container. Make sure you get the crush washers that are on here. You know, I think this, instead of the brake calipers, I think we have an issue with the brake line instead. I'm really hoping that I don't have to. I'm pushing the lever and barely anything coming out. So what I'm going to be doing is pulling this line off of the right caliper, and I'm sure it's super tight. It's a 12 millimeter. Wow, that's really tight. Yeah, finally there's like some fluid gushing out. If I do that, it does come out really well out of here, so that's good. At least I know that from here to here, it doesn't seem like there's a kink. And I don't want any fluid contaminating my forks. The forks are in pretty bad shape. So this is my hose that I just removed. The part that goes to the caliper has got this little stubby end, and then this goes on to the top part. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can clear it with some with a hose, or not a hose, like just some air, blow some air through here. I've installed the line and I've tightened it, and I have it going down to my container, and now I'm just going to be pushing the brakes, and look at that, it flows. So what we have now, since I removed the brake calipers, I might as well just look at them, lubricate them, and see how well they operate. One of the things I'm concerned is that the brake pads, normally you can kind of squeeze them out, but these are, I don't think they're letting you. And that's trying to damage the brake pad. It actually kind of moves a little, not much. See if I can take a 10 millimeter and put it here. And that's the beauty of working on Japanese bikes. Everything is just so, it's like 10 millimeters everywhere. Alright, so there's that. And I'm sure this plate just kind of squeezes out like that. That's a very different design than I've ever seen on a bike. But I guess this is what they were doing in 1985. Okay. This definitely has to be done. Might have to get some penetrating fluid here just so I can get this thing out. And hopefully I'll be able to squeeze this out. Well, here are the brake pads. I did have to bang it out, but I have quite a bit of an issue. I can't remove the bolts just yet. It is stuck on there. But here are the brake pads. You can see pretty nasty brake pads. I might have some to put in. 1985, that was really when they were producing very good quality stuff. When you look at the Honda CB500s that I had, none of their quality was as good as this. When I look at these materials, and I'm not that good of a person when it comes to like mechanical stuff, but I can actually admire the quality of the metal. Like it feels a lot more substantial than the stuff in the newer Hondas, like the CB500. Things I'm going to be doing is removing those cylinders. So I'm trying my best to, I'm going to try and re-bleed the brakes and see if the liquid actually comes out of the bleeder valve, and then I should be able to remove the brake caliper again. It is just on by a little bit just so I can do these tests. So here we are back with the brake calipers, and you can see that this O-ring has come off, and now we're almost done pushing this thing out. We have to just remove it a little bit, and it's pretty loose. Look at that. I want to remove this thing from here. There we go. Look at the dirt. No wonder this thing wasn't operating. If you look at this, I mean, it's all rusted right over here. Clean the hell out of this. That's that one. And I want to just make sure that everything is really clean. Brake part cleaner and clean the rest. Some people rebuild the entire brakes. I don't know if I'm going to do that. They look fairly clean, but I might do that in the future. Holders for the brake pads. Just dip it in there. Oh shit. Don't want to get that on the O-rings. That's pretty excellent. And now I'm just going to just a little bit more here on the side. Here are the little pins for holding the brake pads, and you see like the gunk on it. That's exactly what we want to remove, because they were so difficult to remove, and it shouldn't be this difficult. You shouldn't have to remove the calipers just to remove brake pads, and that's what we have to do with this one. There's like these little gunky parts. I'm just trying to remove all the rust from these parts. This little bolt, I'm just going to try and remove a little bit of the surface rust. One of the things you can do is like take a little bit of the your dot fluid and lube everything up before we put it on. All over the pots here. Now we're going to lube this up with the brake fluid and put it inside. You have to make sure that it, before you put that cylinder in there, even the other one here that I have, because there's a groove I wasn't even sure. The finding is that to put the seal, you start in one corner, hold it with your finger, just kind of work your way around it, and push it in really well. Make sure that it's seated well. I've never done this. There we go. That's in. Alright, now this one, just make sure that rubber seal is in there. There we go. So, the cylinders are in there. Now we have to push them all the way back. Oh, that was good. It went in really easy on that one. This one, not as easy. Okay. There we go. Oh, that was actually surprisingly easy. Put the bleeder valve in. Make sure that you put these pins and you lube them with some grease and put them on this side. Make sure you put them on the correct side. And they should slide in. It could be a little bit tricky in the beginning, but you push them in really well. Put them there. There we go. So that pin is going through. What I did wrong in the beginning was I put the pin in the wrong side. Make sure that this part is towards the Honda name, because we need to put the safety pin on the other side. There we go. Let's push this out a bit. The pads are assembled correctly this time, and then you have your safety clip that goes in. It's actually a very nice system, except it's excessive. You don't need this. I think eventually manufacturers realize you can use a cotter pin and make it just as safe as this very large contraption. Open, and I'm just going to give it a little. We need to make sure that no fluid is coming underneath. And now this should be good. I don't see it leaking. I got a good solid brake lever feel. All we're going to be doing is maybe just bleeding the left brake a little bit.